Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see how to create the program that we used on the previous one. In order to do that, we need a couple of new concepts, which are the concept of module and how to generate random numbers. Okay, so what is a module? A module is a file that includes new functionality to our programs, right? If we want to use the functionality inside a module, we must import it, right? The easiest way to do that is this way. At the beginning of our program, we will write import and the name of the module that we want to use, right? So in our case, we are going to import the random module, which will allow us to generate random numbers, okay? If we want to use something which is inside a module, we would do it this way, okay? We will write random, in this case, okay, the name of the module, dot, and the functionality inside the module that we want to use, okay? In this case, we will use the rand_in function, okay? We will see how to use it later. If you want to see the list of modules included in Python, you can use this link here, right? If I click there, I will come to this page, to the Python standard library, right, where we've got lots of documentation, and among the different things that I can find here are modules, okay, like for example the random module, right, with the functionality that they include, okay. So that is the first thing that we must know, okay. You can download and install new modules, okay. Python includes several modules, but you can download and install new ones, right, in order to do different things. For example, to create games, you can use these modules to create 3D images, right. So in our case, we are going to use the random module, which will allow us to generate random numbers, right. We can create both integer numbers and float numbers, okay. For integer numbers, we would use this function here, right. Inside a variable, for example int num, we can give this variable any name that we want. We will store a new random integer number this way, right. Random, the name of the module, dot rand_in function, right. And between parentheses, we need to specify two parameters, the first and the last numbers in the range, okay, where our random number will be included, right. If I write this, my program will create a random integer number between 1 and 10, both included, and it will store it inside int number variable, right. If I want to generate a random float number, I can do it this way, right. Inside a variable, I will store a new float number, okay, that will be this way, okay, random dot random and between parentheses nothing. This way I will generate a float number between 0.0 and 1.0, but not included, right. This is important. And what if I want to create a float number between 0 and 10? Well, I will do it this way, right. If I multiply this by 10, I will generate a new float number that will be between 0 and 10, okay, and this way I can create different random numbers, right. Once we know this, we can create a simple program that does the following. We are going to request an integer number between 1 and 10, okay. First of all, we're going to check whether the number is incorrect or not. If it is incorrect, okay, if it is smaller than 1 or bigger than 10, we are going to display an error message, okay. But if the number is correct, we are going to generate a random number, okay, between 1 and 10, right. And we are going to compare the user's number, okay, the number that we have requested here, with the random number, okay, and we are going to display a message with the comparison, okay, with the result of the comparison. So let's come to PyScripter, and inside PyScripter, let's create our program. Okay, first of all, we're going to use random numbers. So I am going to import module random, right? I'm going to request, I will need two numbers, the user's number and the random number. So I'm going to create a variable num1, or better, num_user, for the integer number that I request to the user. So how do I request an integer number? I use row input with a question, okay, or an order, write an integer number between 1 and 10. Okay, this way I request, okay, I request an integer number with this question, and I store it inside num_user, right? I'm going to check whether that num_user is smaller than 1 or num_user is bigger than 10. Okay, so if num_user is smaller than 1 or num_user is bigger than 10, then it is not between 1 and 10. So I'm going to print number, whichever number is incorrect. Okay, and here I will display the number that the user has written. Else, that is, the number is correct, I will generate a new number, okay, a random number, so num_rand, for example, for the variable, okay, and as we have seen before, this way I generate a random number between 1 and 10. Okay, and now I'm going to compare the user's number and the random number. Okay, I have stored the user's number here and I stored the random number here. So if the random number is smaller than the user's number, I will create a message. Okay, your number, I will write this the opposite way because I'm going to begin, okay, with the user's number, and this way it is going to be clearer. Your number, okay, the computer is talking, so your number will be the user's number, right? Your number is bigger than my number. Okay, so your number will be the user's number and my number, okay, as this is the program speaking, the number generated by the program has been this one, okay. So if the user's number is bigger than the computer's number, okay, your number is bigger than my number. Else, if the condition is just the opposite one, that is, the user's number is smaller than the random number, I'm going to copy this because the only thing that will change is this word. Okay, and else, if it is not bigger nor smaller, that means that they are equal. So the message will be, for example, your number and my number are equal. We are copy this. Here we generate the message and now we print it. Okay, so if the number is incorrect, we do this. Else, we do all of this, right? So we generate a random number, we compare the numbers and generate the message, and we print that message. Okay, let's try it and execute it. Okay, so write an integer number between 1 and 10. I will write 5. Okay, so I guessed it, right? Your number 5 and my number 5 are equal. That means that the computer generated here a number 5 as a random number, which is just the same that I wrote. So we get this message. Okay, let's do it again. If I write 2, okay, the computer, okay, your number 2 is smaller than my number 9. The computer just thought, okay, or invented number 9 here, and my number, okay, the user's number was not bigger, it was smaller. So we got this message. Okay, let's try it again, for example, with a 9. Okay, your number 9 is bigger than my number 7. Great, so we got this message now because the user's number, the 9, is bigger or was bigger than the random number, which was a 7. And what happens if I write a 0 or a 10? Okay, that 0 is incorrect, not 10 and 11. And 11 is also incorrect, right? So we have tried our program with all the different possibilities. Great. So that's it.